Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, despite the GOP's bluster and claims that they're the silent majority in the country, Republicans know that their beliefs and their policies are deeply unpopular with the overwhelming majority of Americans. And it's becoming abundantly clear that they're going to face even more opposition in the future because millennials and Gen Zers are, by and large, repulsed by their racist, misogynistic, anti-LGBTQ, anti-choice, corporatist, crony capitalist platform. And every day we're seeing more and more evidence of their fear of the true silent majority, which is the 99%. And we're witnessing more and more of their disdain for democracy. I mean, they claim to be for the rule of law, but all they keep doing is breaking the law to try and suppress votes. So over the weekend, we saw a perfect example of this. It was reported, to the best of my knowledge, the first to report it was the Orange County Register, which is in Southern California, that Republicans, California Republicans specifically, have installed fake ballot boxes outside of churches and gyms and various retail stores and even their own campaign headquarters. In fact, the Secretary of State confirmed that they've received numerous reports regarding these potentially fake ballot boxes in Fresno, Los Angeles, and various locations throughout Orange County. So Pastor Jerry Cook of Freedom's Way Baptist Church in the city of Castaic, and that's a city that's just north of Los Angeles, posted this tweet encouraging voters to drop their ballots off early at the box located in front of his church. If you're on YouTube, you can see this right now. The problem is that this is a phony ballot box. And the church confirmed that the box was placed in front of their location, in front of their building, by the Republican Party, and that the church didn't have a key to the ballot box. And the Fresno County Republican Party also posted a list of, quote, secure ballot boxes on their website, one of which was located at their headquarters, as I mentioned. The problem is that all of these various boxes they're mentioning, none of them are official county drop box sites, according to the Secretary of State. Yet the boxes are printed with the words official ballot drop off box. And Republicans have been promoting them online. So the California Republican Party is refusing to respond to reporters, right? They've received a barrage of questions about this, and they're refusing to answer any questions. Yet online, they're trying to defend these criminal acts in social media posts. So the official Twitter account for the California GOP party posted numerous tweets trying to compare these fake boxes to ballot harvesting. And they posted the following tweet, quote, if a congregation/business or other group provides the option to its parishioners/associates/or colleagues to drop off their ballot in a safe location with people they trust, rather than handing it over to a stranger who knocks on the door, what's wrong with that? Where do I begin? Where do I begin with what's wrong with this? Not only with the boxes themselves, but also their false equivalency with ballot harvesting and their sheer hypocrisy. So let me count the ways. First of all, these boxes were not placed in these locations by those businesses or churches or a third party that's neutral and objective. They were placed there by the Republican Party. And the Republican Party, as we all know, has gone to extraordinary measures to suppress voting in this election because they know that Trump is on the verge of being blown out on election night. So they're literally doing everything and anything to suppress the votes in every state, pretty much. Second, People are not being told the truth about who put those boxes there. If they knew that these boxes were the sole property of the state Republican Party, do you really think Democrats would feel safe to drop their ballots in those boxes? Millions of Californians would never trust that those ballots would be safe in those boxes. It would be one thing if it said Republican drop-off box or Republican harvesting box, but that's not what it says. It leads people to believe that it is set there by the state of California, that it is a Secretary of State approved box. I would never put my ballot in a box that I knew was the property of the Republican Party because I know I can't trust them. Third, although ballot harvesting is legal in California, people are aware of the affiliation of the person or the group that's collecting their ballots. So, for example, California Democrats have held what they call ballot parties in the past. And people show up, they complete their ballots together, and then they leave them with the group or a specific person to be delivered to the Secretary of State for counting. That's not what this is. People are being misled to believe that it is a neutral third party or someone that they would trust. Fourth, and you can see it here if you're on YouTube, this lawsuit was filed literally this year. The Republicans literally sued Governor Gavin Newsom this year over the practice of ballot harvesting, citing concerns over COVID transmission as an excuse. So let me get this straight. First of all, the hypocrisy is unbelievable. Oh, so you guys can't harvest ballots. We're going to sue you over ballot harvesting, but we can do it. And we can do it without even telling people who we are, who's actually harvesting their ballots. But let's look at the hypocrisy about COVID. It's unreal. The party who has literally spent the last 8 months playing down the risks of COVID, refusing to wear masks, calling it against their constitutional rights, and you can't make me wear a mask, it's taking away my personal liberty. Filing lawsuits and whining incessantly about stay-at-home orders being unconstitutional. They're now not only trying to take away voters' constitutional right to vote using COVID as an excuse, but they're now doing exactly what they sued Newsom, well, not even exactly what they sued Newsom for, because it's completely different. How quintessentially Republican of them. Their hypocrisy knows no bounds. But most important, and my last thought on this is these faux ballot boxes are literally illegal. They are literally illegal. The state of California mandates that all ballot drop boxes must be overseen by county election officials. And all official drop box locations have to follow strict guidelines to ensure that the ballots aren't tampered with and that the chain of custody remains legitimate and they can't be diverted for nefarious purposes, or they can't end up in somebody's hands who might change them or throw them away. So the California Secretary of State talked about this. He actually was reached for comment yesterday, and his name is Alex Padilla. Alex Padilla told Newsweek magazine, quote, operating unofficial ballot drop boxes, especially those misrepresented as official drop boxes, is not just misleading to voters, it's a violation of law. And the Orange County Registrar posted this tweet yesterday stating, we are looking into this, and the California Secretary of State has also issued guidance confirming unofficial ballot drop boxes are not in compliance with state law. Third-party ballot collections are allowed, but a voter must designate someone to return their ballot on their behalf. So the Secretary of State has referred this to the California Attorney General's office, and people who took part in the scheme, whether they just promoted the use of these boxes or actually installed them, could face felony charges. And this carries a 2 to 4 year prison sentence. So that means people like this may be in trouble. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this now deleted tweet from GOP Field Director Jordan. I'm not sure if his last name is Ty or Tig. You can see him kneeling next to one of these phony ballot boxes. And if you're listening on the podcast, his tweet reads in part, "DM me for convenient locations to drop your ballot off at." So while this guy isn't going to receive jail time for his grammatical error, he could face serious charges if it's determined that he knowingly promoted these boxes, these faux drop boxes, and this scam. Again, it would be one thing if it said for Republicans or Republican-owned Dropbox or GOP-installed Dropbox. That's not what it says. It misleads voters into thinking that it is a true, legitimate California Secretary of State approved Dropbox. That is illegal. So if you're in California, please check the Secretary of State's website. Make sure that you are going to an official Dropbox location. Do not just drop it in any box that you see in front of a store or a church or whatever the case may be. Make sure it is the right box. Anyway, guys, as always, like, share, subscribe, and thanks for listening. I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.